name is David Kleinberg. I'm the Director of International Student Affairs here at Moraine Valley. This is International Education Week, which is actually a national event sponsored by the U.S. Department of State, and it happens at a lot of campuses all over the United States. So we have a series of events all week long. I hope you'll check your emails and pay attention to all the other events and come attend some of them as they continue this week. Today we have a panel with some of our international students where they're going to just talk about their experiences at Moraine Valley in the United States. Some of them have been here for just this semester, and some of them have been here a little longer. So we'll get right into it. I'll let them introduce themselves. If you would tell us your name, where you're from, maybe what your major is, and how long you've been here.
Okay, my name is Yeaeun Song. I'm from South Korea, and this is my first semester, and my major is computer engineering.
Hello, everybody. I'm Markus. I'm coming from Germany, and I arrived here in America 1 week before we started the semester, so it's also my first semester. And my major is, so in Germany I worked as a carpenter, but here at the college we don't have woodworking, so no carpentry for me. That's the reason why I'm making welding and auto mechanic. Exactly.
My name is Adesh Patel. I'm from India. My major is Masters in Information Technology. I'm transferring in next semester to the Lewis University. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So what made you want to come to the United States, and how did you end up specifically at Moraine Valley Community College? I'll start with Carolyn.
Well, because my major is computer engineering, I was looking at different schools that I could study in America, and one of the biggest reason why I decided in Moraine specifically is the engineering pathways program. So I came across that program, and in the beginning, international students couldn't join, but I nagged the director, and he said that I could join the program next year. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I decided to come to Moraine to study computer engineering.
For me, it was, I would say when I was perhaps 5 years old or whatever as a child, I was always hearing a lot of stories about the USA, America. That's such a big country and amazing country. So that's the reason why I always want to visit as a child. Already I want to visit the United States, and now I'm here. And exactly why is it Moraine Valley? Honestly, it was not my decision because I'm part of an exchange program from Germany, from the German government, together with the American government. And so I didn't have the possibility to choose where I'm coming from. It could be all over the United States, but now I'm here in the Chicago area and here at Moraine Valley, and I'm very happy about it. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. So I started in Moraine because I changed my major, and I wanted to IT, and I have bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. So I need a basic knowledge of IT and programming. So I started my associate's degree in Moraine, and I will graduate in Lewis University as a master's in information technology. So there's a big difference to take a Moraine Valley in graduation. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. What kind of challenges did you face in coming to the United States? What did you have to do to prepare to come here? Any hurdles to overcome before you could arrive in the United States?
I think the biggest, I don't know if I would call it a challenge, but definitely it was a process that took most of my efforts and time was sorting out the paperwork and the visa and everything. I had to go in for a visa interview in Korea, and I also had to communicate a lot with the Moraine Valley staff through email, phone calls, and that took a lot of time because of the time difference. So I would have to call them at like midnight because of the time difference. But yeah, definitely sorting out all the visa process and the paperwork and the program was probably one of the biggest challenges, I would say.
Was the visa interview scary or kind of just
Yeah, it was very
straightforward?
scary. So they asked all the questions in English, obviously, which is always nerve-wracking. And I think I didn't have a lot of time before, like in between the visa interview and the time that I would have to like actually go to America. And I heard that if you fail the visa interview, there are a certain amount of time that you have to wait before you can do the interview again. And I wouldn't be able to make it to this college if I fail the visa interview once and have to wait that period of time. So I was like, it's either this or like I can't go to America. So
One chance for
yeah.
your visa.
So it was very, very nerve wracking.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I would say for me it was also the visa, of course. That's a very big point. I got the same problems. The interview, it's very, it's a little bit scary, I would say, perhaps. Yeah, that might be true, especially because it's in English and to it that time, so that's now perhaps, half a year ago or whatever, then I had a personal interview. And my English was to that time not very perfect. And I remember exactly when I have my interview and somebody asked me, do you have an envelope with you? And I didn't know what it is. And I asked, envelope? What are you talking about? And yeah, an envelope. And no, I don't know what. I didn't know absolutely not what he wanted from me, and I think he asked me 5 times, and I was completely, what should I do? I don't know. What do you want from me? And then he asked me in German. That was make the things absolutely easier. But yeah, I was a little bit scared at this time. Yeah, absolutely. But I got also help from the government, and that makes it easier. The visa, and I know after I arrived here in America and the US. I have to apply for a social security number. That was also very interesting. Waiting very long in the social security office. That was a a very good experience.
Okay, my experience of to get the visa was so bad. It for the first I applied for the visa like 1 year before, like in 2020, and I got an appointment after 1 year, and I prepared for 1 year for the visa interview, like 45 questions. It was so hard, and during the visa interview, she asked me like 20 questions. I have to convince her that I will go back to my country. We have to say everything about myself and background process. So then she gave me the visa. It was so bad. Like 20 questions, I was so scared during the visa interview. Yeah,
Did you have to travel far to go to the consulate for the
yeah,
visa
like
appointment?
1,000 miles.
1,000 miles
Yeah,
to the nearest
to
consulate.
US
How was it in
consulate.
Germany?
I think I go with the car, and it was perhaps 2 hours or something. So not even far as hard as for you.
Okay.
And,
How was South Korea?
So the embassy is in Seoul, so that's where I had to go, and it took about probably 2 to 3 hours by train. So yeah, it's kind of far away for Korea.
and in India, it's like huge lines for like 300 or 400 students. We have to stay in line
Yeah.
during the rainy season.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
not very convenient locations
no,
for the consulates
no,
and
it's true.
very long
Yeah,
lines and
very
long
long
waits.
lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
After you arrived in the United States, did you experience any kind of culture shock? Was there anything that was a big surprise to you or that you didn't understand or had to adjust to? Let me start at the far end this time.
Okay. I'm still in shock about the cultural shock. Like if you are coming from the country which has plenty of festivals, and you come here without, and during the festivals times we miss family and friends a lot, because we celebrate all the festivals and with the family and friends. So this would be a more challenge for us to accept the cultural shock.
And
Yeah.
Sunday was Diwali for
Diwali,
you?
yeah.
See.
I missed a lot family. Yeah.
Okay, Marcus?
So for me, I would say, everybody talking about culture shock, but that happens not really to me, because it's what I expected, I would say. So the experience is what I expected, but I would say the worst thing is the traffic, especially in Chicago. That's terrible. I didn't expect that.
Just the traffic. Okay.
Traffic, yeah.
I mean, this is not my first time being in the United States. I came here when I was in middle school, so right now I'm not really experiencing any major culture shocks, but I would definitely say that I was surprised by the traffic as well. Especially in Korea, Korea is a lot smaller than America, but public transportation is so well organized. It's so clean. You know, there are a lot of different buses, subways, trains all over the place. And now I have to at least walk like 15 to 20 minutes. which is just it's great. And the buses don't exactly come on time every time, which is also which was also a surprise. Especially in Korea, they have like GPS trackers for every bus, so you can see it in the bus stop, like, oh, it's gonna come in 3 minutes or 5 minutes. And here you just wait. And I was definitely taken by a surprise by that.
Yeah, the USA is definitely a country that it helps if you have a car.
Yeah.
Or you live in downtown Chicago where you have the subway and you have the bus system there in the city. But out in the suburbs, it's a little different.
Yeah.
Okay. What has been your favorite thing, the favorite thing that you discovered or that you were looking forward to after you arrived in the United States? Let me start at this end with Carolyn.
What I like about America the most is probably meeting a lot of new people from a lot of different places. I feel like in Korea it's very not closed off, but it's not that easy to meet a lot of diverse people. And in America, it's so easy to meet so many people, especially because here small talk is so like normalized. So you get to talk to a lot of new people and hear their experiences, which I value a lot. And also, this is what I liked about American middle school as well. It's a lot, I feel like in my personal experience, more stress free than Korean school. Like it's not easier, but it's definitely like it's more manageable and you don't get as stressed as I was in Korea. So that's probably like what I like the most about America right now.
So for me, I would say one of the things I'm really looking forward from Germany is when I arrived here in America the first time going to Walmart because it's such a big thing. Everybody talking about Walmart. There are very, very big shopping centers here and everything. Yeah, shopping is absolutely it's a exciting thing here. That's an event, I would say. And also, I'm a big sports fan. So since I'm here in America, I went to 3 different baseball games. Now the season for baseball is unfortunately over and ended. But last week I went to our NFL game, so National Football League in Chicago, of course. That was an absolutely great experience. The sport events are here so big. The stadiums are so big. Everybody is talking about football. That's because especially football is a great sport. I love it absolutely. For many years now, I watched the NFL at the TV from Germany, and yeah, it's a great experience. Also, at the start of the game, the national anthem and salute to service and everything. That's a great experience because in Germany that's very different, I would say. But here in America, that's a very big thing, and I really like it. It's a great experience.
Have you tried shopping at midnight or at 2 a.m. at a 24/7 store?
Not yet, no.
No. Shopping on a Sunday afternoon where stores will be closed in Germany, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's also one thing. Shopping on Sunday, and yeah, of course, also at the end of the day, at the evening, I would say. So in Germany, everything closes very early, and on Sunday, there's nothing open. And I was so surprised when my host family, when I'm living here in America, told me, "All right, okay, it's Sunday, let's go shopping." And it's Sunday, we can't go shopping, and yeah, everything is open, and are you sure? And yeah, it was open, of course.
I can remember getting to Germany and needing groceries. And after Saturday at noon, you would have to go to a McDonald's or eat out or a gas station. You could buy groceries at a gas station because they were open. But you can't shop on Sundays. The rules have changed a little bit. But
Yeah, very different, absolutely. Yeah.
okay.
Oh, favorite thing about the United States, it's like a helpful people. Like wherever you go, if you need any help, they will help you like easy, like a kindly people. Yeah, I love schools most, schools and libraries. I always comes to the libraries to study. In India, I study at home. Don't go to the library if I want to study. And here I don't stay at home for study. I come here. Like
How would it be different in India? What are the libraries like there? There
nobody
aren't as
visits
many?
library. Nobody.
So that's a very American thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
No libraries.
That's one I've not heard before. Okay.
We don't.
So tell me a little bit about how the education system is different in your country and here. What would you be experiencing if you were at the university in India or Germany or South Korea? or what you've seen of from the high schools and the elementary schools? What are the differences? Let's start that end.
Oh, okay.
Adesh.
So education system is totally different here. So if in India, education system is like too hard, too typical. Like if I want to register, we don't have to register for the classes. Like we directly go to the school and pay the fees and start the classes. And exams are very tough part of the university exams. Like we don't ever imagine what comes in the exam. Like, but we finish the whole book in 1 day. 1 day. We don't study for the rest of the semester. Yeah. And here we have to start from the first day to end of the day. Yeah. So that's more typical for us. Yeah. And assignments are like not more much assignment. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have to study not more.
So I would say for Germany, the most important thing, which is very different, that the education is for free. So you don't have to pay for going to the university after you finished your high school or type of high school in German high school. You are free to go to the university, so you don't have to pay for it, which is of course very good. So it's a big difference. So I never went to the university. I just because I'm a carpenter or worked as a carpenter in Germany. There we have a special school for that. It's of course also for free. But yeah, I would say so. Also the high schools. It's so they are not so big as here in America, and especially they're not so many. It's crazy when you drive here on the streets. Every a few miles you see a new high school. It's amazing. There are so many schools. Of course, here in the suburbs, Chicago is a big city. There live a lot of people, so a lot of children and kids also. But yeah, so many schools and so big. Like here, for example, Moraine Valley. I was so surprised. I didn't expect that it will be such a crazy big, a huge college. And yeah, what also is different, I would say in Germany, it's a little bit more, it's harder. So it's a little bit more complicated and also a little bit more strict, I would say. But I like it here that everything, the instructors are very friendly. They're often very personal. So you got a good connection to your instructor, so it's a little bit like a friend, I would say. In Germany, it's more strict and more official, perhaps. But one thing that's also very different that you got here in America, so many homeworks. I didn't expect it, so many homeworks. It's crazy. The whole evening or the whole afternoon, you're sitting at home, and I'm thinking, should I do everything? That's crazy. That takes me the whole day. That's I didn't. Yeah, that's very different in Germany, and a lot of assignments, so many grades. That's crazy. Yeah, but it's good. Okay.
So it sounds like India and Germany are a little bit the same. You might
Yeah.
go all semester, and then there's one exam at the end, and that's your grade.
That's it. Yeah.
That's
But
it,
it's too hard. Like in India, like 70 points of exam, final exam, and we have to get only 23 to pass the exam. But it's too hard to get 23. Like,
Okay.
one professor takes like 30 seconds to check one paper, and one exam sheet we have to write like 30 pages. 30 pages.
Then that's your whole grade,
Whole
30-page
grade.
paper.
Yeah.
Okay. And Caroline, what do you think the differences are that you've noticed?
It's kind of like the same for Korea as well. We have midterm and we have final that determines like 80%, so the majority of the grade. The percentage might differ for each classes or universities, schools, whatever, but it's pretty similar in a sense that we don't have small little quizzes and homeworks like every week that determine your grade. It's just two big exams that determine your whole entire grade. So very nerve-wracking and very it's a lot. And also the one of the other major differences is that our grades, you don't get an A just if you go over 90, like the score 90. You have to be in the top 4% to get like the best grade. So we have 9 grade levels. So if you want to, first being the best, so if you want to get the first level, you have to be in the top 4%. And then if you want to get the second level, you have to be in the next 3%. So I've had classes in high school where I got a 97 and I still didn't get the best grade because there are people with 98, 99, 100. So it's not the best the best system. It's very you kind of view your classmates as like your enemies because you have to do better than them to get good grades, which I don't think is a very healthy mindset. Which is why I liked American educational system a lot more than Korean educational system. Like I would find myself feeling really guilty if I was like gatekeeping information for my friends, but I have to do that to get good grades. And in Korea, it's a lot more competitive, and there are people who study like 15 hours a day for like the whole entire like their whole entire lives. So you have to study constantly. I mean, school itself is not very hard. It's the things that we do outside of school to get good grades in the school that is very hard. So we in my high school we didn't get any homeworks, but for the academies that I was taking outside of the class to do well in the class, they would give me a lot of homework. So it really differs. Like it depends on what major you're going for. Like in America, I know you just apply for a specific school, and then you get in, and then you choose your major. But in Korea, you have to apply for a specific major in that specific university. So the acceptance rate might differ for each major, even if it's the same university. And specific majors, like certain majors, are a lot more competitive than other majors, obviously, like med school, dental school, all those things. And if you want to go into those majors, then you there are people who start studying like since they're in kindergarten. So it's very competitive, I would say.
Sounds very stressful, and that
It
you're
is.
really on the college track very early on.
Yeah.
Is India the same way, that you are planning to go to a college or
Yeah.
university from an early age?
Yeah, early age. Like I started in my college life at 2013. 2013.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you were planning early.
2013 to 2023.
Yeah,
And
Mar-
2 more
Marcus,
years.
what would you say about the German system for preparing for a career or college or university?
So I would say, so after you finished in Germany the fourth grade, so when if the age of 10 years old, you have to choose between three different school systems, I would say. So there are the one, I would say, the lower school, which is only so to the ninth grade. So you graduate at the ninth grade, and then there's the middle school. It's to the 10th grade, and then we have it's called gymnasium, and that's the highest school with 13 grades, and you are only allowed to go in university after you finish the gymnasium, so with the 13th grade. So yeah, if at this age, so you have to choose if you want to study or if you want to do some different jobs. For example, for me, I know at this age that I want to do something, working with my hands or carpentry. I didn't know that exactly carpentry, but something, and for that, I didn't need to go to the university. So why should I take 13 years in the school when 10 is also fine? So I choose the middle way.
So there's a college preparatory track, a vocational track, and then something else if you just basically start working.
Yeah, I
like
would
at
say
age 16.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And is India, do they have the different tracks?
Yeah, like after 10th, we have 5 options like science stream, commerce, arts, diploma, and ITI. Yeah, so
Okay.
we have to choose from 5.
Okay.
Yeah, then 12th, if you are doing science, commerce, or arts, so then you have to choose after 12th. You get 2 grades more, 11th and 12th, and then bachelor's degree.
And how is South Korea and their school system? Is it tracked from, and you said you started preparing very early, even
Yeah.
before high school.
Well, if you're preparing really early, that's mostly for like med school because that's really, really competitive. And that's like something outside of school, like a separate academy. But we do have different types of high school. So if you're planning to work like right after you graduate high school and not go to university, there is a separate high school for that. And there's a separate school for like engineering. And there's just like normal high school that you would go to. And then after that, you would move on to university. Like you take the college entrance exam, and then you would move on to university. We also have, I guess, like performing arts school. So like like art and music, those sort of things, or dance. Like they would all go to that type of high school. So yeah, and some people they have to go to the other high schools. I don't want to say like lesser, but other high school because you need a certain grade to move on to the normal high school that everyone goes to. And if your grade in middle school isn't good enough for that high school, you have no other choice than to just go to the other high schools.
So it's kind of already decided at age 12 whether you're going to college or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more flexible in the United States. It sounds to me if an American student went to Korea or went to India or went to Germany to a university, let's say for a semester as an exchange student, they'd think, boy, it's very easy here. We don't have to do much homework. This is very easy until that final week.
Final week.
And then it catches up with you,
Yeah.
and then you have to cram it all in.
Yeah.
Okay. How have you been able to adjust to American food? Is there something you've discovered that's your new favorite, or something that shocked you that you couldn't believe people eat? Do you have a new favorite? I'll start with Caroline down at this end.
Well, before I came here, I was pretty adamant in the fact that I would be fine with the food here because I liked pasta and I like pizza, which is something that you can find very common here. And I didn't think I was very like into Korean food, so I was like, I'll be fine. Like I can survive off of pasta and pizza. I was wrong. It's been 2 to 3 months since I came here. I miss Korean food so much, and I feel like it's especially because it's so different. Like if you're from like other parts of Europe, maybe then like you'll be like, okay, like I can kind of get around it. You can like eat out a lot easily. It's very hard to find like not so expensive Korean restaurants or Korean food or Korean ingredients around here. So I either have to like order like instant food from Amazon, which is like also very overpriced and expensive, or like I just complain about it to my mom. And she's coming. Well, I'm meeting her this winter break, and she's like, I just call her every once in a while and be like, Mom, I want to eat this, I want to eat this. And so she's like packing all of this food so that she can make it for me over the break. So I'm very excited about that. So.
Have you looked and explored in Chicago for Korean restaurants and Korean supermarkets?
I mean, I have been to H Mart, and that's where I get my rice and kimchi and like other things from, which like I just can't live without. Apparently, I did not know that. But even in H Mart and all the other restaurants, it's very overpriced. And as an international student who's studying abroad, like I can't afford to eat out like every other day or even like every week. So, and also if I start getting into a habit of eating Korean food, I feel like I can't stop. So I'm trying to like control myself. I'm trying to convince myself that just going to H Mart like every other month is fine. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know.
But it's a special trip and it's an expensive trip to
Yeah,
H Mart.
like you have to, and it's a lot. Like you have to take the metro train, and then like my roommate and I, we're both Koreans, so we literally like every month we pack like an empty luggage, and then like we just drag it to the H Mart, and then like we fill up all this because it's like heavy, like rice and kimchi. Like I cannot put that in a backpack and walk all the way here, so we just bring like our luggages, and then we stuff it, and then we come back, and then we survive off of it for like a month and a half, and then we do the process again.
Okay. Marcus, have you discovered your new favorite American food yet?
Yeah, new favorite is, I would not say new favorite, but so that was one thing I really looking forward from Germany for the American food, because of course I love pizza and burgers and fries and everything. So the real American food, I would say, a lot of beef also, or meat. And that's, yeah, exactly what I really like and enjoy. A lot of fast food, honestly, yeah, it's perhaps not really healthy, but it tastes amazing. So that's my problem. But yeah, it's so honestly, I was a little bit surprised because, yeah, you had a lot of food, a lot of fast food, but it's not so good what I expected. Especially the American pizza is. So yeah, I'm coming from Germany, that's next to Italy, and the Italian pizza is honestly much better than American. There's a big difference. Yeah, didn't expect that absolutely. But yeah, it's still great, and of course I miss also a little bit of the German food, the traditional food. But there are yeah, I would say a few places here in America where you can get real German food, and it's really good. I tried it already last week, or what was it last week? Yeah, on Halloween I went to in Chicago downtown to a German restaurant, and um, yeah, it was really good. I was surprised. It was completely like in Germany, I would say. It was a really good atmosphere, and the food was really good. So I have this opportunities, so that makes it easier for me, I would say. And of course, one thing I really miss is the German beer. It's not the same. So everybody talk about the American beer that it's very bad. It's not so bad, but the German is better. So yeah.
I think we have a wide range from very bad beer to pretty good beer.
Yeah, that's true.
to
You have
German
so many
quality.
different beer brands. That's crazy. So yeah, so my big goal is to try every beer brand I can find here, but I think that's not possible.
In moderation, of course. Is there a fast food restaurant that is like you've decided is the best or your favorite or would be your go-to when you're starving?
So
Like Wendy's is better than McDonald's, or
yeah. So I try to taste everything, and that's so I'm on my way. I didn't try anything yet, but I would say I was last week. I went to Buffalo Wings. That was really good. That was really good. It's a little bit expensive, but the taste is amazing. I really like the barbecue sauce there. So I would say actually that's perhaps my favorite. Yeah.
that's a good choice. All right. And Adesh,
Okay.
what have you discovered? What's your new favorite? What do
New
you miss
favorite
from
is
home?
like, but I'm a vegetarian, so it's hard for me to find a good food for me. I eat Subways. I don't know. Yeah, I eat only Indian food because it is hard, very hard for me to find a vegetarian food here. So food is more complicated for me.
So have you found like an Indian grocery store, or are you
It's
going to
too far away
restaurants, or are you
for.
cooking for yourself?
My sister cooks for me. Yeah, because I live in Lockport and the Indian restaurants are in Oakland and in Naperville. So it's too far away from my house, like 1 hour drive. So it's too hard for me to find a good
Okay.
food for me.
But you're getting family cooking too.
Yeah.
What's something that when each of you goes home, what's the first thing you'll ask your mother to cook for you? The thing you miss the most?
So I know for sure it's Leberkäse, leaf mode. I think it is called. Yeah.
It's like a meatloaf made
Yeah.
out of pork.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's I really miss that. That's amazing. That's my favorite. Absolutely, yeah.
And I don't think you'd find anything like it here unless you went to a German restaurant. And it wouldn't be as good as mom's.
And it's very expensive. So I was surprised when I went to this German restaurant last week. I think I paid $28 for a Schweinshaxe. That's a lot of money. So when I went into a German restaurant, it's perhaps 18 or something. So that's a big difference, I would say. And it's nearly the same size. So that's fine. Okay.
Okay. Carolyn, what's on the menu when you get home the first time?
I have so much in my mind. I feel I don't know if it's about like my mom's cooking. I mean, like I like my mom's cooking, but I like a lot of the stuff that like I really like is mostly like delivery food, which is very like common in Korea. Like so like you can get food at like 3 a.m. Just like in 15 minutes. So it's very, widely used in Korea. So I'm probably gonna like order either maratang, which is like a stew type of thing with like bunch of ingredients in it, or tteokbokki, which I really like. And I also like my mom's like fish stew type of thing. Most Korean foods sound kind of disgusting when you say it in English. I promise they're not. I don't know how to like really translate it, but like it looks really good. It tastes really good. I promise. It's just when I directly translate it into English, it sounds unappetizing and disgusting, but it's really good. So yeah, I asked my mom to like bring a bunch of ingredients, and she's making a lot of them in the winter break. So I'm very excited.
Okay. Adesh, what does mom need to make for you? When you get
Rice
home?
and pulses. Yeah, that's my favorite food.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say Indian food, especially if you eat vegetarian, there's nothing in there that you would say, oh, that
Yeah.
sounds disgusting. Like that's just vegetables
it
and
is.
rice. That's
Yeah,
fine, right?
It is, yeah.
Have you discovered or tried anything in the United States that you thought this was a mistake? This is not good. I don't know how Americans eat this.
Chipotle.
Chipotle. Bad news. Okay.
It's like beans and
It's
rice.
Mexican.
Mexican, yeah.
Yeah, I also didn't really like Chipotle. Like, I know it's like a big thing here, but even in middle school, like all my friends would be like, "Oh, let's go to Chipotle," and I'm like, "Okay, I guess I'll have like quesadilla," which is like the least Mexican. Like, it's just tortilla
Yeah.
and chicken and cheese. So that's literally all I would have. I don't. I think it's more of like the I don't know how to
Rice
like
and pasta.
describe it. Yeah,
Yeah,
like the
rice,
rice is different
and
than
beans. Yeah.
yeah, and the beans is
Yeah.
definitely like what gave it off for me.
Mm.
But you know, to each their own.
Marcus, is there something you tried that didn't agree with you?
So yeah, when we're talking about Mexican food, so in Germany we don't have very much Mexican food, so I'm not used to it. But I know, especially here in Chicago, it's a very big topic, Mexican food, and it's everybody says it's one of the best in the whole state or in the whole United States. But my problem is I absolutely can't eat very spicy. So always when I'm going to a Mexican restaurant or something, or Indian also, I'm saying, is it mild? I'm asking 5 times because every time when they're saying, oh, it's very mild, absolutely, we don't have any problems, I'm literally dying because I can't eat spicy. That's my biggest problem. But I would say the worst thing I discovered here are s'mores because it's so incredible sweet. It's crazy. I just had one last weekend. We got a bonfire in our backyard with my host family. We got family, kids, and everybody. Yeah, let's make s'mores. And I'm all right. Okay, let's try it. I know that it's very famous. I would try it, of course. And we grilled the marshmallows, and yeah, it was so incredibly sweet. I finished it, but after that I was completely. I can't eat the whole day anything else the whole evening.
That surprises me, thinking about all the good chocolate and sweets, and marshmallow is not foreign to Germany, but just too much.
It's too much sweetness, especially. Yeah, here in America, as also the bakery and everything, it's so incredible sweet. So the bakery is not as good what I expected. So you got a lot of donuts, and I really like donuts, but they are, yeah, I would say they are different here because they are really really sweet, and I think you don't need so much sugar because you want to taste the real flavor of the bakery. But yeah, you only taste the sugar. That's the problem.
Okay. And can you share with us maybe a piece of advice that you got from other international students that's really been helpful in the United States, or maybe something that now that you've been here, you would tell next year's international student when they're arriving? What's the best advice for someone coming to Moraine Valley?
I would say definitely give time, especially for like your English skills. Like I know when I first came to the United States, I was very frustrated. Like I love to talk. I don't know if you can tell, but I love talking with new people, and I couldn't physically participate in my friends' conversations because I didn't know English. I didn't know anything. So I would have my phone and I would have the translator out and I would translate what they're saying, and then I would type in what I wanted to say. And by the time that the translator was done translating, they would have moved on to a different conversation. And I'm like, okay, well, like, okay, so I guess my input, I can't do that. But there is a certain point where you feel like my English is not improving at all. Like it's so stagnant, nothing's getting better. Like I'm probably really dumb. I had that period of time, but there comes a point where it just like skyrockets and you kind of see like, oh, like this was not like a line. It was just like a preparatory stage for your English skills to really take off. So it starts to like once it starts to click, I feel like it's a lot easier to communicate in English. So even if your English skill might not feel like it's the best at the best like state, I would say like give it time, and the time will come. And also, you are going to face a lot of hardships here. Like it's not going to be all like the things that you see in the movies. You know, it's not like that. So there are certain times where I'm like I wanna go back. But you know there are a lot of other fun things. So I would say like there's gonna be ups and downs, but if you just like you know get through it, then you know it'll pay off at the end. So
Thank you.
So yeah, I would say one of the most important things is don't be shy. Talk with the people because the people here are very friendly and very helpful. Also, so if you have any questions, go to the instructors, go to your teachers, go to your classmates, ask them, and that's the best way to make friends, I would say, because yeah, of course, perhaps your English is not the best. I going through the same things, but yeah, of course, if you don't try it, you can't make friends. So I think that's the best way. Yeah, speak with the people. They are so friendly, and everybody will accept it. If your English is not perfect, they will help you. And yeah, that's. I think that's really great, especially with the American people. They're really friendly and helpful. That's a great thing. Absolutely. Yeah.
Great. I'm glad to hear we're welcoming and friendly. All over Chicago. Adesh, what would you say?
Okay. I would like to give one advice to all international students that help much as you can, because international students are struggling in every single step of their life, and if they need a help, just help them. I help every time to my friends. So one advice, like, help as much as you can, yeah, to every person of their life. Yeah.
Great.
And one thing I want to add, what I forgot, one important thing, what I can say to anybody, join some clubs here at the college. There we have so many different clubs, especially the international student ambassadors, where we are part from. Yeah, it's also a good way to make friends, and it's a good way. It's always a great time we have. So that's one thing I would say for everybody. Yeah, there are so many different clubs. If it's not international students, there are different other ways.
Okay, thank you very much. So we're going to open it up to the audience. If you have any questions you'd like to ask, if there's something that you heard that you thought, I have a question about that, or anything you want to ask. If you have a question, put your hand up. We'll hand you a mic. This is your chance to ask our experts.
What I say, don't be shy.
Right, right. Well, I can ask a question. Who? I want to ask, how safe do you feel here?
So yeah, that's a very interesting point. So when I heard, because yeah, it's like I said, I didn't choose to come here to Chicago. Was not my choice. But yeah, everybody who I told, yeah, I'm coming to Chicago. I'm so excited. It's such a great big city. Everybody, oh, Chicago. Ooh, okay. Oh, that's hard. Okay, that's a very rough place to be. Also at the airport when they checked my visa, and I told, yeah, I'm going to Chicago, and everybody's saying, oh, okay, take care of you. Yeah, okay, that can be hard. But yeah, since I'm here, I didn't hear anything bad or anything worse, so I feel absolutely 100% safe here, and of course also in the suburbs. So yeah, I think it's a great place to be, and I think that's only myth that it's very dangerous here or a long time ago. So yeah, no problem for me.
I think I might have a little different experience because I'm a female and I'm on the more like smaller side. So like there are times where I would have to go to like grocery stores or someplace like after 6, and I bike to a lot of places because I hate walking, and I either like pretend like I'm calling someone, or like I take like extra precautions just because like it's it gets dark pretty fast. I don't really feel safe, even though nothing has really happened to me. Like I still would like to be safe and sorry. And even like in the daylight, like I've definitely smelled some questionable things. I've definitely seen some questionable things that I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot it's America. Like it's not Korea, it's America. A lot more things are happening. And also I've just I don't know, I take the bus a lot to commute, and a lot of interesting people come on the bus, and there are times where I'm like, okay, I'm not even gonna like look at them in their direction because I don't want to like make eye contact. And I've had people like come up to me and start talking to me, and usually I would reciprocate, but if that person is like in a questionable state, I'm just like, please don't kill me. Like, please don't do anything to me. So I just like try to be very nice, try to be very cordial, and I'm like, yeah. But yeah, there are certain times where I'm very like, yeah, it's America. It's America.
All right. Chicago is safe. People say like Chicago is not safe, but I would like to say them that Chicago is safe because of cops and they helps us every time. Yeah, in schools wherever you go, you will see the cops. So Chicago is safe more. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Like you said, there are so many police officers
Yeah.
here, so many cops. It's crazy. So here at the campus, we got our
Yeah.
own police station.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy, I would say. Wow. And also when you're going to the city, it's incredible there.
Yeah.
Every time, every few minutes, you see a police car. So yeah, of course, I would say that's also one thing what makes you feel more safe because there are so many police officers. And also here in Illinois, because in America, of course, it's famous for its weapons and guns, and everybody's crazy and shoot in the airs and everywhere. But here in Illinois, we have such a very strict gun laws. So yeah, I would say yeah, of course,
We
somebody
are safe.
can do anything against it, but the laws are very strict. So that makes also the place very much safer, I would say, here in whole Illinois.
So you have not gone to Walmart at midnight and bought a shotgun and just run around, had some fun?
That was exactly what I want to do, but I think Walmart didn't sell shotguns or some
so
weapons.
Illinois,
yeah, so
you have to get a special license.
yeah,
Then you
that's
can buy your gun at
awesome. Yeah,
Walmart.
that was not what I expected, but I want to go to a fire range, absolutely.
Any other questions?
Hello. I like to know, have any of you guys thought about living in the U.S. like long term or becoming like a citizen of the U.S.?
Um, I mean, to the Korean embassy, I plan to I plan to move back to Korea after I finish my education here. That would be the legal response. But I don't know. Things might happen, and if I could, I would like to experience. At least I would like to do more of my education in America because I just think American educational system is much better fit for me than a Korean one. Um, but I don't know. I feel like especially if you're an international student and you have student visa involved, things are very unpredictable, and it's very expensive and it takes a lot of time to get citizenship or all those things. So I honestly don't know, but I would like to if I could. But you never know.
So because I'm an exchange student from Germany and I'm part of the exchange program from the German government, I'm not allowed to live here longer than this. So I'm only for 1 year here in America and I'm not allowed to be longer here. And after going back to Germany, I'm not allowed to come back for 2 or 3 more years to the United States because the program, the sense of the program is to explore and define the partnerships between the German and the American countries and governments also. And yeah, so it's not the sense that the German people going to America and live in America and the American people living in Germany. That's the reason for this law that we are not allowed to come back to America. And yeah, I think America is a great country. I think I would like to live here, maybe, but I got my family in Germany, and I don't want to let my family alone. And I think that's the biggest part. Yeah.
After finishing my graduation, I wants to go back to India because I want to live with my family and I want to do business. So I don't like wants to live here after yeah. That's
Hi, so my question is regarding your courses here at Moraine. So, as of right now, what classes are you enjoying, or what are some classes that you're looking forward to taking either next semester, next year? What are you excited for since you guys came here to take classes, right? So,
You wanna go? No, I'm still.
Okay. Yeah, like I mentioned it earlier, I have an auto mechanic class and welding class. So some hands-on experience, I would say. Also, I got a English communication class, which helps me, improving my English, because that's one of the biggest parts, one of the biggest reason why I'm here. And so especially I would say my wording class, I really enjoy my wording class, because it's really every time we go into the class and wording, it's really we doing stuff, and it's a great experience. We learn a lot of things. In my auto mechanic class, it's more theoretical, so a lot of computer work, not really what I expected and not really what I want, honestly. But it's also it's interesting. Yeah, a lot of safety things in my auto mechanic class. But yes, that's also part of to be an auto mechanic, of course. And so after I would finish, or I finish my auto mechanic class, there are many more. That's only the first of 6 or 8 or whatever. I don't know exactly, because I'm studying here only for one semester. It's not so important for me what's after that. It's more a great experience and learn a little bit. Yeah.
That's good.
Well, I'm a STEM major, so I have to take chemistry and physics and all those fun things, which might be fun for some people, but I don't like. It was kind of hard for me, and it was definitely like classes that took the longest to like prepare for and do the homework for. But I am taking computer science class, like coding, and I'm learning Python, and it is still hard. Like literally last night I spent like 2 hours solving 3 questions and I felt so dumb. But if you get the hang of it and if you start to kind of understand, it is very fun. So that's probably the class that I'm enjoying the most, even though I wanted to give up last night. It pays off, you know, like you spend 30 minutes trying to solve like a coding problem, and then it like you see all those like errors, and then you like feel horrible about yourself. But you know, after like some wrestling, you get through it, and then you're like, yay. And then you know, it is very fun, and I'm probably gonna take another. I don't really remember its schedule, but I think I'm taking another coding class next semester. So I am excited for it, I guess. Yeah.
As a IT student, I like coding classes, or like if you finish one code and if you got the results, it's like winning a match, a football match. Yeah. So it's a fun classes. I love coding. So IT classes are more fun. Yeah.
Any more questions?
Right. So I think we'll wrap it up because we're going to have another session in about 8 minutes. So we'll give everybody a little break. I want to thank our panel very much for taking the time and sharing with us. And if you are free to stick around, listen to the next session. We'll have some other opinions or other points of view at 12 o'clock. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
All right.